So a pentagonal prism of 25 mm sides of base and 60 mm axis length rests on HP on one of its edges of the base. Draw the projections of the prism when the axis is inclined to HP at 40 degrees and VP at 30 degrees. So this is the problem. Since he has given as a pentagonal prism rests on HP, so obviously we have to start from HP, so you have to start from the top view. So when you look from the, when you place the prism on HP, so obviously you have the pentagon such that one of the edges is rests on HP. So the edge which is resting on HP has to be perpendicular to VP. So we can see here PT is the edge which is perpendicular to VP. So obviously you get a point at the end point, at the end of the front view, at the end point of the front view. So you're going to get P dash, T dash. So when you look from the top view, you can see the entire pentagonal surface of sides of 25 mm. So that 25 mm surface pentagon we can see in the top view. Similarly, when you look from the front view, you can see only the rectangular faces. You can see that rectangular faces here. So which is at a height of 50 mm, 60 mm, sorry. So here, when you look from the top view, ABCD is near to the observer. So ABCDE is near to the observer. It is visible. So PQRST is away from the observer, so it becomes invisible. Okay. Now, since the axis is at the center, so we are going to get, when you look from the top view, O is near to the observer, so it is visible, and O1 is away from the observer, so it becomes invisible. Now, when you look from the front view, you can see PQR is near to the observer, so P dash, Q dash, R dash is visible. And since the height is seen in the front view, so you measure a height of 60 mm and draw this horizontal line again, wherein ABC is near to the observer, so A dash, B dash, C dash is visible. D and E is away from the observer, so D dash, E dash is invisible. So O dash is invisible because the edge AB is hiding that point O, so O dash becomes invisible. And similarly, O1 dash, that yet P dash, Q dash becomes visible. So O1 dash becomes invisible. So we have joined between A to P, B to Q, and C to R. So you join between A dash to P dash to Q dash, and C dash to R dash, and join O dash and O1 dash with the center line. So now we will come to the orthographic view, how to write this. Since the edge which is resting on HP has to be perpendicular to VP, first you draw a pentagon. First you draw a edge which is perpendicular to VP. So you draw a line of 25 mm and mark that point as in brackets P and T. That is because that is the base edge which is resting on HP. AB is not the base edge. AE is not the base edge because AE is at the top. So from here, by using the protractor, you measure an angle of 108 degree, which is the included angle with respect to PT. And then draw a inclined line. Similarly, by taking the center of the, by taking the point T, on the point T, by using the protractor, you measure an angle of 108 degree with respect to PT, and then draw an inclined line. By using the compass, you measure a radius of 25 mm and cut an arc on this line to get the point Q, and also by T as center, cut an arc on this side to get the point S in bracket. Then with Q as center, draw a radius of 25 mm and draw an arc. Similarly, with S as center, cut on the previously drawn arc to get this point R. So mark them within brackets all the points P, Q, R, S, T, and then A, B, C, D, E, which is at the top surface. So join A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, and E to A with a dot line. So here first we need to find out the center point. So how to center the center? So we have to have the angle bisector. So since you have an included angle of 108 degree here with respect to AE, so angular bisector of that is 54 degree. So by using the protractor, you measure an angle of 54 degree with respect to AE and then draw a inclined line. Similarly, with respect to the point E. Again, with respect to AE, you measure an angle of 54 degree and draw an inclined line. These two lines will intersect at this point and you call this point as O and bracket O1. So this is how we are going to construct the pentagon with the center. Now we need to write the front view. Since we need to write the front view, draw the vertical projectors from each of the points, that is from PT and also from QS and also from R to the XY line, because the base is the one which will going to be on the XY line. So P dash, so when you look from the front view, PQR is near to the observer, so P dash, Q dash, R dash is visible, and S and T is away from the observer, so S dash and T dash becomes invisible. So you dark this line. Then since the height is seen in the front view, which is at a height of 60 mm, so from O1 dash you draw a vertical line to the front view and measure the distance of 60 mm and mark this point. Then you draw a horizontal line, and then you join from here with a dark line till to this point, which is one point. Similarly, from here to here you join, and from here to here you join. So you mark them now. Since ABC is near to the observer, so A dash, B dash, C dash is visible, and D and E is away from the observer, so D dash and D dash becomes invisible. O dash is hiding the edge AB, so O dash becomes invisible. So this is going to be the prism which is at a height of 60 mm. So now, since it is resting on one of the edges on HP, so obviously the edge which has to be rest on HP is P dash, T dash. And now, since the axis is inclined at 40 degrees to HP, so the inclination given is the true inclination. Now the axis is parallel to VP now here. Since the axis is parallel to VP, so I am getting the true length here. So the inclination given is also true inclination. So you rewrite the first position front view here by rotating at an angle of 40 degrees to HP, such that the edge P dash T dash is on XY line. So we consider P dash T dash on XY line. Then measure by using the protractor, you measure a length of 40 degree with respect to the XY line here. And from here you measure an angle of 50 degree with respect to the XY line. That is, the base will be inclined at an XY line of 50 degree, and this rectangular face will going to be inclined at 40 degree, because this rectangular face and this axis is parallel. So from this point you draw a line inclined at this 40 degrees, and similarly from this point the base at 50 degrees. Then you measure the length from P dash to A dash. From P dash you cut an arc on this to get this point A dash, A dash. And similarly you measure the length from P dash to R dash. From P dash you cut an arc on this to get this point R dash. So with the same radius from A dash you draw an arc. Then you measure the length from R dash to C dash. From R dash you cut an arc on this to get this point C dash. Then draw a rectangle, join this rectangle with a dark line, that is C dash to A dash, E dash, and R dash to P dash, T dash, and A dash, E dash to P dash, T dash, and C dash to R dash. Now we need to transfer other points. Then consider by using the compass, you measure the length from A dash to B dash. From A dash you cut an arc. Similarly from P dash you cut an arc on this to get this point B dash, D dash, and Q dash, S dash. Then join these two by means of a dark line. Now you measure the length from A dash to O dash. From A dash you cut an arc. Similarly from P dash you cut an arc. So you mark this point as O dash and you mark this point as O1 dash in brackets. Then join these two with a center line marking. So this is how we will be regenerating or reproducing the first position front view here by keeping the edge on HP and by rotating the axis by an angle of 40 degrees. Now we need to write the top view now. So draw a vertical projector from A dash, E dash, and draw a horizontal projector from AE to intersect these 2 points at this point A and this point E. Similarly, draw a vertical projector from O dash and draw a horizontal projector from O to intersect at this point O. And draw a vertical projector from B dash D dash and draw a horizontal projector from B to intersect at this point B, and also from D to intersect at this point D. And then draw a vertical projector from C dash and draw a horizontal projector from C to intersect at this point C. Similarly, draw a horizontal vertical projector from P dash T dash and draw a horizontal projector from P and T to intersect at this P and T. Similarly, draw a vertical projector from O1 and draw a horizontal projector from O1 dash. Draw a vertical projector from O1 dash and draw a horizontal projector from O1 to intersect at this point to O1. Similarly, draw a vertical projector from Q dash S dash and draw a horizontal projector from Q to intersect at Q and also from S to intersect at this point S. And similarly, draw a vertical projector from R dash and draw a horizontal projector from R to intersect at this point R. Now once we transfer all these points to the top view, now we need to join them. So first you mark them A, B, C, D, E and O, and similarly P, Q, R, S, T and O1. Don't put anything into the brackets or nothing. So then join all these things by means of a continuous thin lines. So join between A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E and E to A. Then join between P to Q, Q to R, R to S and S to T and T to P. Join EP, BQ, CR, DS and ET. All these things has to be joined by means of a continuous thin lines. Then here, first now we are going to apply the condition of visibility. So first is all the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solid will going to be visible. So all the exterior edges as the boundaries of the solid means what? AB, BQ, QR, RS, DS, DE and AE. This will form the boundaries of the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solid, hence that becomes visible. So you dark them. Now when you look from the top view, A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash and A dash is a surface which is near to the observer. It becomes visible. So B to C, C to D, D to E becomes visible. So you join them, dot them. So when you look from the top view, you can see when you look from the top view, CR is the edge which is near to the observer. So CR becomes visible. So CR becomes visible here. Once CR becomes visible, then what happens? PT is the edge which is crossing that line CR. Since two visible edges can never cross each other, so then PT will going to become invisible. So similarly, ET will also becomes invisible because CD is visible. So CD is crossing that edge ET. So naturally ET becomes invisible. Similarly, apply the same rule to BC also, wherein AP is crossing the visible edge BC. So obviously AP becomes invisible. Since P is not on the boundary, so the edges which is emanating out from the point P is AP, PT and PQ. So since AP and PT is already invisible, so naturally PQ will become invisible. Similarly, apply the same rule here. TP, TE is already invisible, so TS becomes invisible. Since the portion of the PQ, RS, PQ, PT and ST becomes invisible, so O1 becomes invisible. Since ABCDE is visible, so O is on that surface, so O is visible. So here when you look from the top view, you can see A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E is near to the observer, so it becomes visible O. So O1 becomes invisible. So we can see the rectangular surface which is DS, that is DS or CB, DS or C will be visible. So when you look from the top view, that edge will going to become hidden. So obviously PT will be invisible. So naturally O1 is also, since it's an opaque surface here, so O1 is on O1 beneath that. So naturally that O1 will become invisible.